I think people are being inundated with lots of very clever solutions now. And I think there are some fantastic opportunities to use technology to change elements of the sales process to maybe get your message across in a different way. But I think you've got to be incredibly careful with what you choose to use and the impact that that's likely to have. So, for example, take apps within the bid process. That's a very big area at the moment. We're seeing a lot of companies begin to look at new ways of delivering bids to the end customer. And you can use the technology well, but what's the point about it? I guess it comes down to it's laced with danger. Because if you're delivering, for example, you're delivering an iPad with all of your bid on it to a customer, you've got to think through very carefully how they're going to sort of feel about receiving that. Is it allowed within the bid process, for one? But I think more than that as well, do you risk coming across as too flash? Which I think, it comes down to the customer is going to judge you very, very carefully by this. I think there's a brilliant opportunity within certain sales to use it as a differentiator. But actually, a lot of procurement teams aren't looking for flash. A lot of procurement teams are actually just looking for you to answer their questions, stick to what they want and score well, and then they'll choose you. So it has a time and a place, but I think we're at a real risk at the moment of people getting carried away by stuff because it's sexy, not because actually it's going to drive conversion rate in any way. I think people are being drawn by two things. They're being drawn in by differentiation, which you have to question that a little bit because so much of the differentiation is actually going to come down to how well you've run the sales process. Have you understood the needs properly, really got under the skin of it, and delivering the bid in a slightly sort of more funky way isn't actually going to help if you haven't really got to the heart of the requirement and built a solution that really answers the question. But of course, the other element that the technology is really sold on is time saving. And there's definite value to be had within that, but what you don't want to be doing, again, is shortcutting the quality just for the sake of churning these things out. So if you look at proposal automation, fantastic time saving to be had there, but you've got to capture that somehow to make sure that the sales teams are still actually doing all of the work that needs to be done. They're personalising it, they're tailoring it, they're not just stamping this stuff out. So it's about the sensible use of the technology, and it's about still blending it with very strong process. It's about still blending it with good, rigorous sales management control to make sure that it's used effectively.